I just wanted to stress how important it is to get things right. Even if you think they're right, they may not be. So it's worth getting them double checked. I'll tell you what happened. I was in a notary today for an hour and a half because we were supposed to be signing on well, we had the buyer, so we were supposed to be signing today to complete a purchase. And the seller a few days ago kind of owned up, although I think she probably just was asked a specific question and it sort of came out that is all the paperwork done for any inheritance? Well, the actual property is in the seller's name, the lady's name, and her husband died 2 years ago. So she just assumed everything would be okay because, in fact, you'd automatically assume it would be okay because the property is registered in her name and her name only, but she was married. But it turns out there was a contract written, like a prenuptial contract, and this was written back in 1971 for various reasons. And this contract said that whatever she brings in to the marriage is hers, whatever he brings into the marriage is his, and whatever they jointly do is theirs. But whoever dies, whoever survives, the first person to die, is then eligible to take the whole 100% of everything. And it would appear that even if there were children involved, it is still down to just that one person. That's what the prenuptial agreement said. But it was in a foreign language. I'm not going to say which language. It was in a foreign language and it needed to be translated. And not only that, it needed to be translated and made sure that the Spanish would accept that as being a true contract and seriously left it in this lady's ownership. So an hour and a half today in the notary where we were discussing what would happen if this contract isn't actually sort of legally binding in Spain. We just had the contract professionally translated and it's just been received. But it's a bit too late now because we were supposed to be signing today and completing today. But we're very lucky in as much as that the buyers have been very flexible, the buyers have been very understanding, and they'd still like to buy. And even though the contract runs out today and she should be fined, not fined, but she should basically, well, she would be fined effectively because she needs to give the deposit back and also compensation of that same amount of deposit. But they've been very, very flexible and they've said, well, we're going to leave it and see how it pans out. So hopefully tomorrow the notary will be able to read this legal translation of this document that was written back in the 1970s. And hopefully it'll just be a matter of the notary would agree to sign the escritura, the deeds, and then we can just go ahead. But it is a matter of just whether or not he'll actually accept this document or not. So unfortunately, it's a ... We'll have to wait for the next episode because we're still not too sure. Hopefully tomorrow we'll find out.